Project Runway All-Star Season 4, Episode 6, Luck Be a Lady. We had a long day. We drove a long distance to go to an archery tournament. And now it's time for bed. So let's go through this as quick as possible.
Just so we're clear, she took out all her competitors.
Yes.
And now the colony gets the food for the year.
That's a Hunger Games reference. No, I did sweep my division of 1. So they had 2 dice. They rolled the dice. It had, you know, things on it like denim, silk, brocade, and velvet. Another one, they rolled the dice and said things like bachelorette party, gallery opening, masquerade ball, award show. Okay? They buy fabric. Michelle goes, I don't think Sanji's fabric is brocade. And so Fabio goes over to her and goes, hey, you guys, your friend, that's not brocade. Yes, it is. No, it's not. Yes, it is. It was in the brocade. It's not. And so Sanji switches to something else. Helen goes up to Jay and is like, hey, I know we're not on the best of terms, but it's looking a little party girl. And he's like, oh my gosh.
He does freak out.
He does freak out. I don't know. I don't really care. Move on. Get to the clothing. Alyssa Milano. Oh, guess what? So exciting. Melissa Milano gets to wear their clothes. Okay.
Who's the Tim Gunn?
Xana Roberts.
What the hell was she wearing? Two-Face costume? I think so.
Diagonal face costume. Because it went diagonally across her.
Two-Face.
Okay. I know what you're referencing, what I'm saying. Instead of being this.
It was this.
It is this.
Yes.
Okay.
Still bad. Okay.
Anyway, we have our tops and our bottoms. Once again, I feel like they're judging a lot of times. I'm like, okay, is this a top or a bottom? And I'm like, don't know. So, like, Helen was in the top, but they gave her a really awful critique. She had brocade and awards. It had a plunge. It had, jeez. We went shopping this weekend, and all the clothes were shaped, like, super wide and short. And I was like, no, I'm a woman of a certain age. I have no interest in that clothing.
Yeah, you're still 28, right?
Right. Let's see. Justin was the bottom. He had silk and a gallery opening. He was really set up. That's the thing. If you get a good combination, you got to knock it out of the park, in which case he was really knocked down for the fact that he had an easy fabric and an easy thing.
And it was blah at best.
So, so bottom was also Gunner, who had brocade and masquerade. I liked it, but John was all shocked because he agreed with Isaac.
I did not like the top.
Because of what Isaac said about it. It just seemed unresolved. It didn't look like it was the same material because, even though it was, all this stuff, I agreed with it. Fabio was off on the bottom. He had denim. Someone said bridal...
Princess bubblegum.
Princess, yeah. Someone said that it looked like a bridesmaids, and I had this like, oh my gosh, I was in a wedding in the late 80s, early 90s, which they said, in pink, because it was a pink and seafoam green, peach and seafoam green, so it was a little bit peacher than that, but it was that same fabric. And so I kept looking at it going, oh my gosh, that really was, like, get rid of the big, huge, puffy sleeves that I had, and that was the dress. They were in the bottom. Justin was safe. Gunner went home.
I don't care.
I liked him better this season than I did his season, which really isn't saying much because I hated him his season. I find him okay. I'm okay with him going home.
Who won?
It wasn't an awful. Getting there, Sanji had the brocade for the bachelorette party. It was gold. Pretty standard dress in my mind.
And she won.
Michelle had, I hate it when you do that, had lace for a gallery opening. I was really enamored with the concept behind it. I didn't look at that and think, I want to wear that. But as John pointed out, not the point of the show, I really appreciated how I liked it.
It was different.
It was different. Helen was also up there, even though they kind of more or less hated it. So I was like, okay. So clearly Helen wasn't going to win. It's between Michelle and Sanji, and Alyssa's going to wear one of them. And that's when I looked at John and I was like, well, clearly Sanji's going to win because Alyssa would look better in that outfit than Michelle's. There you go. Sanji won.
Yeah, I didn't think it was anything impressive to me.
I didn't either. It wasn't bad. I mean, she shouldn't be in the bottom.
It was the bachelorette party dress.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if I wanted that dress, I could go find something pretty close to it. Michelle's really blew me away with the color gradations and all that. I was with it with the, you know, the guest judge who was like, I'm not a big chartreuse fan, but in that context, I was like, that really changed. She created her own fabric in a sense. And I agree. I don't like the big, I could probably fill that out.
It worked because it was see-through.
Yeah, it did. Anyway, that's the episode.